Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching 13 Reasons Why. This is episode 10, double digits of season 1. Hopefully guys have been enjoying the series so far. Last episode, episode 9, was deep. Honestly, it really was. It was Jessica's party. It sounds like there's possibly going to be 3 tapes on this party because there's quite a lot going on. But obviously the main talking point and the crazy thing that happened, it looks like Jessica was raped by Bryce. Now, obviously she's going out with Justin, and at first she was at the party with Justin. She was kissing him. They was getting drunk together, and they both went upstairs. Justin started making out with her. It looked like them two was just about to have sex, and then obviously Jessica kind of passed out. Justin actually left the room and just he didn't take advantage of her. He left the room. I thought it was going to be about Justin doing something to Jessica, but no, mate. You know, so he left the room and somebody else entered. Now the interesting thing is, Hannah was actually in the room. She was in there at first when Justin and Jessica come in, and she went and hid in the corner. Then she tried to leave again as Justin left, and then Bryce come barging in, and she went and hid in the closet. Now she's in this closet and she was looking obviously through it. And Bryce was there taking advantage of Jessica. He pulled obviously her clothes down, pulled his pants down, and pretty much blatantly raped her. There's no other question. That was just a hardcore fact that what happened from the visual of last episode, Bryce raped Jessica. And obviously Jessica, she's in a downward spiral right now. She's not in a good position. Whether she's accepting it happened or whether she's not, she's consistently saying that nothing's happening. You know, Clay pulled her into a room. He was saying we need to get, you know, some sort of help. We need to take him down. She's consistent saying now happened. Justin's consistent as well, saying nothing happened. We know that obviously what we see in last episode is a lie, because obviously even though Justin left the bedroom and left obviously his girlfriend there without taking advantage of himself, as he went out, Bryce was there. They started talking. Bryce was like, yo mate, we're bros, you know, she's just your you know, like summer fling. What's yours is mine, what's mine is yours. And he'd let him go inside, and then obviously Bryce started taking advantage of her. Justin went in to kind of stop it. Bryce shouted at him, pushed him on the floor, slammed the door, locked it, and carried on. And then Justin obviously just went and sat downstairs. He looked like he was crying, but it doesn't matter, mate, if you're crying or not. You let it happen, and obviously you are, you know, a reason why this second tape is getting put on you, Justin. But also, Hannah, again, she could have said something and she didn't. Like I said, she was scared in the closet. She ran out. She was sick. And now she's obviously revealed what she witnessed. And everybody's too scared to say something. Jessica's scared to acknowledge that it's happened. You know, nobody wants to know that that's physically happened to them. And Clay, he can't handle it. You know, he's freaking out. He wants to tell somebody. He wants to get Jessica help. He wants to take Bryce down. He's admitted to his mum that obviously him and Hannah was not, you know, distant people. They was actually close. They worked together. She was his friend. He's devastated. So that's like one step kind of closer to that. And then Clay ended the episode speaking to Tony. He was going mad. He's got his bike back. He's throwing it all over the place. You know, after having a discussion with Justin, he was saying again, you know, Clay was saying to Justin about all this stuff with Jessica and how they need to take Bryce down. And Justin was saying that he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he cares more about anybody in this world. You know, she's his number one priority. His girlfriend, Jessica, more than Bryce, more than himself, more than Alex and all his crew. So, but again, interesting that he actually does seem to care about her, even though he let this action happen. So, it's a hard one. Just his character is an interesting one. And then, like I said, Clay did the episode with Tony, and Tony was saying, if you want to take them down, that's fine. But all I ask you to do is listen to all of the rest of the tapes. Once you've done that and you've listened to all 13, then you can make a decision. If you want to go forward, I'll help you. So again, very interesting. It's a crazy last episode. Absolutely hate Bryce. Hopefully, guys, enjoyed today's video. If you do, please smash the like. Really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into episode 10 of season 1 of 13 Reasons Why.
Sometimes things just happen to you. You can't help it. But it's what you do next that counts.
Oh, is that a night at the party?
And I've made some very bad decisions in my life. As you know.
What is it?
It's been a while since we hung out at your place.
Since my party, right? Could have come over anytime.
Your dad hates me.
You got it way easier than Alex.
So he didn't like Alex either.
Well, he kinda did. Only because he was all, yes, sir, no, sir.
But with little Justin.
Little Justin. You won him for me.
Yeah, I remember.
Best boyfriend ever. You take care of me.
Get some sleep, alright? Sweet dreams, Jess.
I thought he was going to say something then.
Sweet dreams.
I told you there were more stories to tell about the night of Jessica's party. So here goes.
Dude, you're leaving?
Yeah, I kind of am.
Looked like shit was happening for you in there. Whatever happened in there. Just give her a minute.
Nah. I'm gonna take a long walk home and consider the wreckage that is my life.
Yo, did we just see them two kissing there? Was that Clay and Hannah? That's interesting. Maybe that's the reason why she was in the bedroom. I don't think we found out why she was in that room before, obviously, them two entered last episode. So this will be interesting to see that. And to be honest, right, I always speak and then something happens that makes me hate the people. I was like, oh, Zach was alright, and then boom, he's annoying. Do you know what I mean? Last episode was like, Justin done something alright, you know. I thought it was going to be him that done something to, and then he knew it was happening. And so, you know what I mean? And I'm about to say this, is he called Jeff? Yeah. He seems to have been an alright friend to Clay so far, honestly. He seems like he's trying to help him in a positive way. But I've said that now and watched something happen.
Sherry, you're blocking me in. I gotta go for provisions.
Oh shit, okay, look, I'll be right out. I gotta get home. You need a ride home?
That obvious?
You don't look so good. I mean, you always look good, but you don't look so good.
How much have you had to drink?
To a handstand.
If I can do that, I can drive home. Come on. Sherry, this one's for you.
Sherry's got a story. She has.
I was expecting a lot more action, you know? I mean, first party of the year, like some shit to go down.
Take it easy. We're just having fun, okay? We're just having fun.
Something happened tonight. I got wasted. My parents are gonna kill me.
She
Not
didn't
if
say.
you tell them that you're staying at my house tonight.
Spanish.
My dad's gonna kill me.
The car is fine, but we need to call someone about the stop sign.
No!
We need to call the police.
In the car, okay? I'll call when we get home.
No!
Come on!
No! Sherry!
You know what? Before she goes into this narration, right, we can see what's happening. There's no stop sign there. Cars have come, they've collided and crashed. I'm gonna say, yeah, look, this is just me. I ain't calling no police if I crash into that sign. I know that I should, like, I don't know, man. I ain't calling no police. If I crash into that sign, get thrown in the bush, and just carry on. Like, literally, like, I understand where she's coming from, but you just won't do it. Like, everybody can say you're a great human. Yeah, everybody. 90% of the people watching this video will probably say, I would have called the police. I'm going to say 90% of people would not have done anything. Everybody, in my opinion, would have done what Sherry's just done. If you're driving down the road and you crash and you bump into a sign, yeah, you ain't calling nobody. You're just like, oh, you know, accident, whatever's. I mean, obviously, if you crashed and it knocked it into the road and, like, it blocked all traffic, but if you just knocked a little sign down like that, and it was just on the floor, I would just throw it in the bush and carry on. Now, whether I'm obviously wrong, yeah, in terms of law and being a great human being, that's not what you should do. But that's what I would do, and that's what near enough every single person that I know would do.
There's been an accident. I need to make a call.
Sorry, we don't have a payphone.
Give me your phone!
Okay.
I want to report an accident. Tanglewood and Bay Street.
We already have this call in. Units are responding to the scene.
You got the call?
Yeah, we have a call.
So yeah, that's the terrible decision. But it's not the whole story.
There was a girl who came in to call 911.
I don't think so.
You don't remember a girl? She used to buy candy here all the time. Maybe interrupted your game.
Yeah, that girl. I think it might have been like a traffic thing.
Thanks for your help.
Hey, anytime, my brother.
From an earwigging conversation, he picked it up pretty well, didn't he?
They want to offer settlement.
They just want to make it go away.
Well, of course. But we should hear them out. Maybe consider it.
I'm not going to consider letting the school cover up what they did to our daughter.
I think we have to think this through. What if we lose this lawsuit?
We owe it to him.
And we owe it to the next kid to make sure this doesn't happen again.
See, I understand where Dad's coming from. Just say, yeah, I don't know legal fees, so I'm just going to use blank round numbers. And, like, he said something about bankruptcy then. So let's just say if they lose they would have to pay 200k to the school. Just say, for example, that it bankrupt them. Or they could take a settlement fee now at 100k. Do you know what I mean? So if they was to win, they would get 200. But if they was to lose, they would lose 200. And if they was to settle, they would get 100. And a public, like, apology / acknowledgement so that the next kid, the next Hannah, the other pupils considering this would be, you know, in a better position to seek help. Yes, okay, you want that full amount, but you've got to you've got to, like he's trying to say, you've got to weigh both sides here. It's difficult. You want the full amount, you believe you're totally 100% right, but also you've got to look at it in the terms of not everybody sees it in your you know, in your view. Whether you totally believe you're 100,000,000% right in your heart, somebody else might not. And if it goes the other way, you would lose everything. You won't get an apology. You'll lose the money. You'll have to pay it to them. And you'd possibly be bankrupt. Do you know what I mean? Or you could say, look, mate, it's not the 100% outcome that we wanted, but we gained some money. We kind of won some sort of acknowledgement, and we're going to help future people. So, you know, it's a good approach that he's just said to consider.
Budge. He's got the tapes hidden somewhere in this medieval self-flagellating moral code. We have to do this another way.
So it's back to Clay. If Hannah is telling the truth. Jessica says she's not.
Really, Courtney, that's still your position? Hannah's lying? Come out, little girl.
Okay, you may have kept him away from Porter, but we still don't know what he's gonna do on his day off.
Aren't you suspended?
Yeah, so could we go somewhere not in the middle of the courtyard?
Hope you're not letting these two corrupt you.
Never.
Good. That's my job.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, let's go.
Oh, damn, man, give me a chance.
For all we know, it wasn't the sign that caused the problem.
You know that?
This is why I didn't want you to listen to my tapes. I didn't want you judging me for the worst thing I've ever done.
The police station to register for a drug diversion program that I have to take because your fucking friends got me suspended from school. They deserve to know how it really happened.
We don't know how it really happened. I'm trying to make it better, and I'm trying to make up for it. Will you just meet me after school?
Again, yeah, he was. It's all down to perception, isn't it? Like, how can he tell us, yeah, that guy wasn't drunk? She said that he was. He's saying that he wasn't. Now, breathalyzer test that it should have happened at the scene will tell us the facts. So, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to take any of what they're saying because I don't know. I'm going to go on the air on the side that he was drunk. You know, if his family think that he was drunk driving, I totally assume that the police would have done their job and he would have breathalyzed him at the scene and said, yeah, he was drunk driving. Do you know what I mean? And like she said, the sign was down, granted, but that might not have been the reason that he crashed. Oh, it might have been. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't know that. So, like, he can't completely judge her because you don't 1,000,000% know that that is the reason it was crashed. Do you know what I mean? It's just hypothetical. You could think that and you could blame it on yourself, or you could think the other way and think it would have happened anyway.
Hey. You okay? Can't believe this fucking school. And they're already putting up drunk driving posters. I think sometimes you judge people. I mean, we all do. Sometimes you just live to regret it.
It's a tragedy like this one, unfortunately, to remind us how important it is to be safe, be sober.
Can we talk?
About what happened. I need to tell you.
What are you crying about? You barely even knew him. Every drama has to be your drama or it doesn't count. And somehow this is all about you. It's incredible.
It was our intersection. The accident happened at the same intersection. I said I don't want to talk about it.
You two okay?
Yeah, we're okay, Mr. Porter.
Anything changes, you need to talk, my door's open.
I just needed to be alone. This was starting to be more than I could live with.
Wait, what about drama?
No more drama.
All right, we should go. We should go. I should at least show my face in first period.
You're just scared that we'll be caught. But if they can't see us, then we can't be caught.
I reckon he can't live with, like, what's happened, just affecting him.
Switch. What the fuck is wrong with you?
When did you become such a pussy?
Hey, why are you acting so crazy?
Why aren't you?
Jess, cut it the fuck out. Fuck this. I'm out.
Bye!
He's acting well weird. He actually is.
Look, we shouldn't be talking about
but
this.
is he turning you in?
He didn't say.
The other kids, they just want to bring him down, but you and me, we could talk to him. He might listen to us.
Fucking leave her alone.
This guy's so annoying.
Oh yeah, and I'll break him on your face.
Jesus, Montgomery, didn't you just get back from your suspension?
Oh, I proper hate that guy. Thinks he's sick.
I suppose you expect me to thank you.
I'd like it if you never spoke to me again.
Jesus. Fuck. Jess.
Are you looking to have some fun or what?
Where's your boyfriend?
Practice? We can meet up with him after.
Oh, why are you at practice?
Still benched?
Oh, we can go back to my place. My folks won't be home for a few hours.
Or we can go back to mine. Mine won't be home for a couple of days.
Yeah, it was weird that camera going zooming in, wasn't it?
It's in the best interest of both parties.
Then why isn't the district here? Let's start with the NDA.
Standard.
It's a non-starter.
You want to keep this quiet. You want Hannah's story hidden away.
We all want to ensure that this doesn't happen to another child. The financial means of the district will affect its ability to assure that.
No, what's interesting is I said 200k dinner as well, mate, and obviously that's a settlement that they kind of got. Now, to be honest, they were saying that they're going to put a better suicide prevention one in place. It just shows the one that they currently had was shite. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it'll be no different. It will be. It's all talk, that. It is all talk. Nothing will happen. But now I'm interested to see, because Clay's mum knows that he's got a connection with these parents. He knows that she knows that, you know, he's got a connection with Hannah, and maybe she, don't know, maybe like off the record. That's, I don't know, man. Can you do that? Give some off the record advice. You see it in police stuff all the time. Don't you? Yeah, off the record. Can I just say this? And I mean, she's not going to do it to against herself, but maybe she could sway the parents in the right direction and where to go and what avenue to pursue. It might help them, because right now she's just got to do a job, hasn't she? She's just got to do it. It's like whether she likes it or not, that's a job that she's undertook, and she can't throw her own company under the bus, so she's got to, like, I don't know, maybe find other ways around to navigate it.
I know your son. He visited the house. He's the one who gave us the magazine. Tell me, how much is his life worth to you?
My son is worth everything to me. I'm sure Hannah is to you. If I lost him, but I don't know that any amount of money would suffice.
That's a pretty good answer, to be fair, like. But if we do get the truth, then she will make pure bank, won't she? She'll be made more than 200k.
My name is Clay.
Oh, well, God, what happened?
Your husband was in an accident. He's alive. The paramedic said that an officer would come tell you. But your husband, he wanted you to know right away.
Sherry said a Clay would be dropping by. Hey, look who's here. He knows Sherry. Did you know that?
Sorry, let me help you to your chair.
I can do it. I can do it.
It's guilty for what she's done, and she's trying to do good by it.
What a small world.
The first time I came, I tried to tell them. I couldn't get a word out. The next time I stopped by, they invited me to stay for dinner. Now I just spend time with them.
Well, what about the other family?
Look, I can't. I can't.
Every day they live not knowing the truth, and they need this, Sherry.
They do or you do?
They're hurting.
How do you know that? Did you go see them?
That's not the point.
It's my secret, not yours.
Right, regardless of whether you like it or not and what's right and what's wrong, it's her secret. All these people know it, all of these. Nobody's going around, like, saying it out. At least she's trying to make amends. I understand it kind of counters what I was saying last episode, like where I was saying if you was her, you would want to know, wouldn't you, if I was attacked or not, and that was what was sending me west all the time. I would just want a definitive answer. I would want to know yes or no, so I could try and put it in the past and move on. And that's kind of what Clay's saying with his family. You know, they don't know the truth. Every day's a hurting day, wondering what happened, why. Where if they get that straight answer, they can say, right, this is the reason, and try to establish and moving on.
I think I'm high.
Jess, you had like 2 hits.
2 is a lot.
Well, it's more than 1. Shit. Jess, you should not be handling a gun of any kind
I know
in your
what
current
I'm
condition.
doing. This is a Glock 19, holds up to 15 rounds, single action, perfect for self-defense. Is there a KFC around? Because I smell chicken. So just relax, shoulders back, breathe in, breathe out.
I thought she was going to pull a gun on him, man.
Then you shoot.
We're just so glad to finally meet you.
How come we haven't met you before if you're such a good friend?
You know, Jeff and I, we were just friends at school, I guess. He was really nice to me. I was hoping another friend of Jeff's would be here with me, but she couldn't come. I was walking home, and I heard the crash.
Hold on, Jeff, hold on!
I thought maybe I'd try CPR or something, I don't know.
Listen, Jeff! Come on!
I'm the one that called 911. I don't think he was drunk. Oh, he told me he wasn't, and I believed him. The stop sign on the corner had already been knocked down earlier in the night. I don't know, the cops thought it was Jeff's fault, I guess. I've been angry at Jeff since he died. Because he told me at the party he was sober, and I thought he lied to me and did something stupid, and I hated him leaving that way, and I was wrong.
To be fair, it was kind of beneficial for the parents, that. Do you know what? It's mad, isn't it, mate? You know, like, I'm flip-flopping all over the place here, because, like, It's until you get put in a situation, that's when the emotions say, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, sure, I could do that. Yeah, definitely, I could do that. And then like, and then you get put in a situation and you can't. And I've just been saying, oh, do you know what? You know, this, and this, and now like you put him in that situation there, telling the parents, and you're like, do you know what? Yeah, it probably is the right thing to do. Well, like 10 minutes ago, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't say anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like when you see a situation or you fall into a situation, and then your mindset totally changes. It's like witnessing is believing, or seeing is believing, and it's like, now I've seen it, I believe it. Like, it's probably the right thing to do. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting. Now, I think that that's absolutely shit police work, mate, by just saying, oh, there's loads of beer in this car, guys drink driving. That is absolutely dreadful. What would you call it? Forensics, undercover police, I don't know what you would call it. They should be doing a full-on check, his body, checking his, you know, like, breathalyzer, whatever it is, to prove that he's intoxicated. You can't just say, oh, the car has loads of beer in, guy's drunk. So I could crash now in my car, yeah? I could get up and go to the shop, yeah, just to go and get the paper. I could come back on the way home, someone crash into me, some beer's in the back of mine, you know? Oh, mate, guy's drunk driving. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your job properly and check. Now, also, looking at that, yeah, the old, like, Jeff's car was hit on his left door, which means that Jeff was going straight. He was going that way, while the old man looked like he was going forward and across. So the old man hit Jeff, so technically it's the old man's fault. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, this is what I'm just looking at from here. I could be totally wrong. Jeff could have been doing something else, and they could have spun or whatnot. But to me, it looked like Jeff was driving straight, and the old man was pulling out, and the old man was the one that hit Jeff. Now, in the UK, the person that pulls out of the road, it's always their fault if there's a crash. Always. So it's interesting that obviously they may kind of thought it was Jeff's fault because he was beer in the car, and they thought that he was the one drink driving.
I know it was guilt I was feeling. And anger. I think lots of anger. But mostly anger at myself. For what I could have had and never would. And I couldn't take knowing it would never get any better.
It's deep for Hannah to think that any of that's her fault.
I thought you'd be here.
I found Jeff in his car, dead.
Jesus, Clay.
And this just gets worse, right?
You afraid?
I'm gonna listen anyway.
About time. Look at him, mate. He's progressing. He was so slow at the start. That's bad decision number 3 or something, in it, mate. You know, not getting with Clay at the party.
I can't do it.
You can't.
Here he goes back.
No. Tell me the truth and I'll listen to the tape. Did I kill Hannah?
Maybe we could have saved her life, maybe not. I think it's impossible to know.
Answer the fucking question, Tony. Knowing what you know, knowing her, and what's on these tapes, did I kill Hannah Baker?
Right, so that's interesting, you know. The tapes apparently get worse and worse. Last episode, it's interesting, you know. Last episode was rape, today was death. Now, what's worse? Well, obviously death's worse. You know, like someone's died, at least somebody's survived, and say like the rape. But I mean, I don't know. I thought last episode, in terms of watching and like seeing, the rape was worse. You know, like the accident is an accident. It actually could have been a total blatant accident. At the start of the episode, it says sometimes stuff just happens, and it does. And like the stop sign could have played a factor, or it couldn't have played a factor. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes things just happen beyond anybody's control, and unlucky for Jeff, he was being a decent guy, going out, doing a beer run for the party, sober as well, it seemed like, and he got himself into an accident and obviously sadly passed away, and Clay was first responding, kind of like on the scene, you know, he was the one that called it in. Now, what's interesting is, you know, I said at the start, when that sign got knocked down, Hannah was flipping, yeah, like, said, we need to call the police, we need to call the police. And I'll stand by what I said. Calling the police is probably, to be honest, I don't know if it would be the police that you would call, like maybe the council, yeah, we knocked down, I think. But what I'm saying is, right, calling somebody and saying you knocked down the sign is the right thing to do. I'll never disagree with that, because it is. There's a sign up that was there for people, it's been knocked down, you know, you tell someone sign's knocked down. But I'll stand by that what I would do, and what everybody would do, would be just to just move on. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous, that, because obviously that action, after saying that, we seen a crash on that same intersection that someone's passed away in. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, the majority of people in life would just bump into a sign, it fall on the floor, and they would just move on. They would. Now, like I said, the moral and the correct thing to do would be to call it in and get it replaced, but most people wouldn't. And I'll even say it myself, yeah? I probably wouldn't as well. So I'm not going to sit here and be like some national hero, say that I would do everything. If I was in, yeah, her shoes, where she just drove into a car, knocked it over, and that was it, I would just have got off like Sherry. I just would have. Now, Hannah was obviously the better person than me. She wanted to call it in, and she tried doing. And in that period, there was a crash. So, obviously, Jess died. And again, I was conflicted here and there whether it'd be the right thing to tell his parents and that, you know, about what you know. But then I did flip it last episode, and by saying, once you know, you could draw a line. And do you know what I mean? You can move on from that. His parents, again, now Clay's been there and said it, I said, you know what, yeah, it probably was the best thing to go and actually tell them that. Because it didn't really have no negative side. It was kind of like a healer for them, so to speak. Because all this time they might have thought, you know, he was drink driving, he did cause that crash. But now they probably know, or like it is hit something in them where they know that, you know, my son actually, I knew he wasn't a person who would do something like that, and this can give them some sort of, I don't know, a little bit of clarity or something to say, do you know what, it's good that he wasn't drink driving. We firmly stand by that. We've got a bit of evidence, you know, for it, and it can help us move forward. So I don't know, man, this episode had me flipping and flopping all over. I say one thing, 10 minutes later I'll say something else, it just totally contradicts myself. But like I said, mate, you judge everything on the actions that you get. And, you know, at the start of the episodes, I said one, at the end, another. But now Clay's coming up in episode 11. And if they're getting worse and worse, you know, whatever he's done, he's going to be mad, mate. And Tony's just said that he's probably the one that did kill Hannah, only because of a question that Clay's asked. So, again, what has Clay done in this period, well, in the next few episodes, that made her feel that way? Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy it. So, very interesting. We went from a rape to a death. But just going along like the Jessica storyline right now, it's interesting what's happening with her character, to be honest. We see that she's kind of like all over the place with the drinking. Her relationship with Justin is kind of like strange. It is strange because Justin really cares about her. That's what he said anyway. Last episode to obviously Clay, you know, he cares about her more than anybody. But then every time we've seen him in situations, I don't know, like sometimes when they're trying to sleep with each other, he's thinking about different stuff. You know, today, obviously she was trying to make out of him, probably sleep with him in, I don't know, the drama theatre or something. And he was thinking about first period. And then obviously she started lashing out like, yeah, let's break this light bulb or something. He's like, what's going on? She's stressed out. You know, he's like, you need to sort it out, stormed off. And she's gone then to Bryce, who's got obviously some weed that she's asking, you know, like, do you want to go back to mine and smoke it or whatever? So then he's done that. She's opened the dad's safe, whipped a pistol out. I thought that she might have been pulling it on Bryce, to be honest. I actually did think that. But, you know, she just took, you know, the cartridge out. She pulled it back, took the bullet, so it was empty. And then obviously, I don't know, it's kind of getting a little bit intimate. I don't even know, me. You know, the thing is with Jessica, whether she wants to accept it or not accept it, the fact that it's been questioned as like a possibility that Bryce did do that. Like I said, whether you want to not accept it. So like whether she's totally against it. No, that's never happened. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Would you give him the time? Would you give him the time of day? Would you get close to him like they are? Do you know what I mean? Like they are actually like really close. Kind of like, I don't know, flirting with each other. Now, like I said, she could be hardcore reluctant, nothing ever happened, which is totally fine. But in the back of my head, I'd be thinking, do you know what? Even if, you know, I believe that, I just wouldn't associate myself with this person anymore. But it seems like she's getting closer, which is interesting. And I'm proper, like, intrigued to see what Justin actually does with his storyline. Because, like I said, I'm not a big Justin fan. But just the way he's thinking and acting, he's kind of like strange around Bryce. And then with her in certain situations, it's going to be a good one to obviously see how the story finishes. Now, obviously going back to Clay and Hannah and stuff like that. Jeff, he ended up dying. He was in a crash, obviously. Clay left the party early. He left as well, you know, with Sherry. She was driving her car. She ended up hitting a stop sign and breaking it. And then obviously she didn't call it in and she just went home. Hannah had the better morals and she wanted to call it in. And obviously Sherry just left Hannah on the side of the road, so to speak. And Hannah went to call it in. And by the time she'd done that, it'd already been reported separately by Clay because an accident had occurred. Now, obviously, like I said, Jeff's died and his family think that he was drink driving and he was like a person that caused that. And all this time, they've always lived with that. But Clay's gone over, he's actually told him that, you know, he was friends with him and that he wasn't actually drink driving. And, you know, the sign was already broken before obviously come up to that road. So, like, you know, you can't really blame him and it's not actually his fault. It was just an accident. Another interesting thing is as well is obviously Hannah's mum and dad, they're at a preliminary like offering, you know, like the school board have offered them 200k to kind of settle on this case, and they've also said that they're going to improve the suicide program within the school, and obviously it'll help prevent more people doing this. Now, I proposed earlier on in the episode, would you actually accept that? You know, if someone's to offer you say 200 grand, well, I say if someone's to offer you 100 grand with a settlement and you can at least help a few people, would you accept it if you knew that you could take them for 200 grand but possibly lose and have to pay their fees? You know what I mean? So it's like, you're not going to win as much as you want to win, but at least you're going to win some sort of little thing and maybe help other people. But then after the interesting conversation with Clay's mum, obviously in the bathroom, she was saying, you know, like, how much is Clay's life? You know, do you think that you would be accepting 200k? And she's turned around and said, you know what? I think that Clay's life is worth as much as it is for the truth. Whether that's 10 quid, whether that's 10 million quid. The truth is what I would fight for. And that is literally... I actually want Hannah's parents to win because we all know from listening to these tapes that it is true. She was bullied. That's what the case is, innit? The case is that Hannah was bullied and she was bullied. Now... like, this tape today wasn't really about Hannah, nothing to do with Hannah. And, like, I don't know, there's certain tapes that we've listened to that I think that's not fully associated with Hannah and, like, her being bullied. But the majority of the tapes are Hannah's being picked on, these actions, people laughing, taking pictures, you know, spreading rumours. And it is bullying. And, like, that is the case, I think, that the school's being sued by. Like, Hannah was being bullied. And, mate, as soon as a parent gets hold of one of these tapes, that is it, mate. You know, they're going to win that lawsuit. So it's going to be interesting. They can all get taken down, obviously, if that information gets exposed. But then, I don't know, maybe... to be honest, yeah, some of them will. Some of them will. Like Zach, he wouldn't. You know, he wouldn't. This one here with, in today's episode, would she get done? Maybe they could say it's her fault. She caused the accident, knocking down the sign. That'd be a 50-50 as well. You know, there's a couple ones as well. What was Alex's? You know, was his actually hardcore as well? Like, did he really hardcore bully Hannah? I can't remember it, but I don't think his was too bad either. But there's other situations where you could definitely tell that they was bullied. And, you know, it would be interesting to see because I do think that the Martins would definitely win that case if any of these tapes did get released. So Tony said that after, well, Clay asked, you know, am I the reason Hannah's died? And he said, yeah, you know, you are. You know, you wanted to know. And I believe that you probably are with the information that I've had exposed to me and seen. But you're going to have to listen to the tapes and make your own mind up. So it's going to be exciting to see. Obviously, there's only a couple more left and apparently they get worse and worse. So it's going to be interesting to see what is revealed. So thanks for clicking on today's episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.